that are law enforcement or investigative professionals, if you don't use this stuff for your cases, it's going to bite you in the ass. Here's a guy who talked on MySpace about wanting to hurt Obama, and he had Ku Klux Klan videos on his page, and they later arrested him for actually planning a hit on Obama with another pinheaded, skinheaded buddy of his. Now, I like this guy. This is the one guy that I like. He says, I can't read it well from there because it's tiny on the presenter screen, but he basically says anybody who reads this and decides to fire me because of my MySpace page, shame on you. I mean, this is a guy who knowingly and openly puts up his webpage. Now, by the way, okay, fine, shame on me, but it's still going to happen. One of the big questions is, who are your friends? Because if I know who your friends are, I know everything there is to know about you. And that's what Facebook is all about. And by the way, on the most basic level, if I'm investigating you and I want to know who to interview, I just go to your Facebook page, your MySpace page, your Twitter feeds, whatever, and I see who you're in constant contact with, and I go visit them immediately. But besides that, mostly, I don't need to anymore. On Facebook, unlike on MySpace, the stats are, and I can tell you from investigations this is true, subscribers use their real names, their real ages, give or take a few years, their real email, addresses, hobbies, their tastes, their interests, and links to their real honest-to-God friends. By the way, depending on whether you believe MySpace's BS claim to have 125 million active web pages, which I have to tell you I'm sure is exaggeration, at least by 50 million. Facebook is either 3 or 10 times as big as MySpace. I mean, Facebook is now one-stop shopping for anybody who wants to know everything about you. And by the way, they are a much smarter data vacuum. Facebook likes, Facebook graph, all of that crap tells me everything you're interested in and everything your friends are interested in. Everything. This is an example of something that Facebook does. And the balls of these people are amazing. You press the wrong button when you sign up, they suck down your whole address book, and they send them invitations. Bob just signed up on Facebook. If you're already on, friend him. If not, sign up and hang out with Bob. 500 million Facebook pages. 20% of all internet users worldwide. Something like 43% of all Americans that use the internet now have a Facebook page. This is a mind-boggling level of penetration. Mind-boggling. They are the Walmart of the internet. The average user spends over an hour a day. There are people who spend 5 hours a day on Facebook. I mean, my retinas would burn out. But that's how it works. And by the way, the big privacy, Facebook invades privacy, the big privacy hullabaloo about Facebook. During that whole hullabaloo, 36,000 people signed up to dump Facebook. Facebook signs up that many people in less than an hour. Every hour. Facebook use. Here's a real honest-to-God graph. Scary stuff. Here is from the Bar Association, the ABA Journal. The first place they check. You come to them for a divorce, even before they hire an investigator, they look at your Facebook page and tell you what to take off right away, and the opposing party's Facebook page. Wired magazine writes for the masses, but occasionally they really get it right. Colonize the web. That's what Facebook is trying to do. And you need to understand a real difference between Facebook and Google. Google indexes the entire internet. Facebook indexes Facebook users. They concentrate on each and every one of you like a laser beam. They want to know what you read, what you do, where you do it, who your friends are, your age, your sex, your religion, your sexual orientation, everything. They index you. And by the way, it's a really good business model. Really good business model. Facebook Connect, OpenStream, all of these are things that let them know more and more and more about you. And by the way, read your Facebook terms of service sometime. How many people here, I want to try something. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Okay, the whole room. Keep your, no, keep your hand up. Now, keep your hand up if you've, only if you've read the Facebook terms of service. Every hand went down. For those of you watching this on DVD or listening livecast, every freaking hand went down. Read the terms of service. Honestly, you'll be horrified at what you agreed to. Now, Facebook is gobbling up everything that tells them about you. They purchase FriendFeed, interoperable with Twitter. They're purchasing a travel site because as soon as they know where you travel and what you do, they want to start pointing you to their travel site. They're linking with Yelp. Why? Because when you check a restaurant on Yelp, they want to know about it. They want to know, this guy likes Chinese food. Microsoft. How many of you know what Cassandra is? Okay, I got to say, I'm really impressed. Like 10 people raised their hands. That's 10 more than have ever raised their hand. Cassandra is a program that sucks every drop of your data, every drop of value out of your data on Facebook. They wanted to data mine you, and they wanted to data mine you as well as they could, so they wrote their own privacy invasion program. And it's so good that even the US government is looking at using it. Open Graph, APIs, social plugins, so-called, likes. If you click on a web page for gay lifestyle that links back to your Facebook page, instantly Facebook knows that about you forever. You're not going to be not gay next week, despite what some preachers in Alabama may claim. You know, Open Graph. Research Open Graph. Open Graph links your Facebook account and your Facebook activity to things outside of Facebook. They don't waste their time trying to robot the web like Google. They let you do it for them. Hey, I'm Bob, and I like this website. Click. Why you do that? I don't know. Facebook tells you that tells your friends something about you that your friends really want to know. Horseshit. Your friends are your friends. They already know everything about you. That's something that Facebook wants to know. Nobody here is going to stop doing it, but be aware. Now, just as an example, this guy is the head of British Secret Intelligence. Excuse me, this guy is the former head of British Secret Intelligence. Him and his wife put so much crap on Facebook without thinking about it that he is now fired Bond. I love that. I want you all to look at this photo and ask yourselves, do you want this person to know everything about you? Do you want this dweeb to have a window into your soul? Look at that face, think about it, moving on. By the way, in Pakistan, there is actually a court hearing as to whether or not Zuckerberg should be sentenced to death. I'm really of two minds about this. Okay, moving on. FriendFeed. I'm going to zip through some of this. Amazon. I'm not even going to ask for a show of hands. Everybody here uses Amazon. What does your purchasing history and your searching history on Amazon tell me, the tricky little investigator, about you? It tells me what you like, what you care about, what your interests are. It tells me about your health. It tells me about your politics. It tells me about your sexual orientation. If you buy a gay travel guide to Bermuda, come on. If you buy a book on kidney cancer, either you or somebody you care about has kidney cancer. Where you travel, your likes, your dislikes, your politics, your habits, your hobbies, your religion, your sexual orientation, everything about you. The problem with the web is nobody thinks about aggregation of data, constantly building up, drip, 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 wearing away of your privacy. It's not the one search that you did on an address, which happens to be your girlfriend's address, and so now I know. It's not Googling for books on kidney cancer. You have kidney cancer, so now I know. It's not searching for airfares to Bermuda. You went to Bermuda, now I know. It's that putting this all together, I know your girlfriend, I know where you travel, I know your sexual orientation. You need to know what you've done goes into a database, never goes away. And after a year, I own you. I own you. Nobody thinks about that. E-books. Hey, I download e-books. EFF, God bless their paranoid little hearts, put together a chart, which I urge you to always, like weekly, check out the EFF site. I do, and it's amazing stuff that I, as an investigator, don't even know about. Now, by the way, I use EFF as a guide to, I better get this database before it goes away. But here is what Kindle and Nook and all of the other ebook readers save about you. Now, eBay, PayPal, and Skype. It's one company. Everything you pay for on the web, everybody you talk to on the phone, everything you search for on eBay, this company knows everything about you. And by the way, more important, it knows about your finances. Your finances are the basic reason you sign up for 2 out of these 3 services. You're buying stuff. It's got your bank account, it's got your credit cards, it's got your home address, where you deliver stuff. These guys know so much about you, it's silly. It's got your physical location, and by the way, it's got your friends, your associates, your business activities, all of that. When I hire an investigator, I admit it, I PayPal them a good part of the time. A lot easier than writing a check, putting it in an envelope, stapling it to the invoice, putting it in the envelope, and mailing it. Come on. Now, let's talk about Skynet, or as I call it, subpoena target number 1, Google. Again, look at this photo before we continue. This is Sergey and Larry. These guys know your deepest, darkest secrets. Look at them. Are you happy about that? Web, blogs, news groups, images, Gmail, Google Chat and Gtalk, every freaking book, whether the publisher wants it or not. Google News. If I know what you click on, I know what you're interested in news.google.com. Maps. If you pull up an address on a map, you're not doing it just because, gee, I wonder where 48 3rd Street is. It's important to you. And if I know that's a Chinese restaurant, I know you're meeting somebody at a Chinese restaurant. If it's an abortion clinic, it tells me something really interesting. Google Music, Google Finance, God help us. Google Checkout, big competitor for PayPal. Google Video and YouTube, we're going to talk about that. Google Telecom. Guys, for those of you that are into the phone system, and a lot of you are, sometimes for unhealthy reasons, Google is a telecom. Google is a legal telephone company. They have the CNAM database. They have the subscriber database. They copy that and cross-reference it with all of their stuff. Frugal, kind of dying, but they still have it. Chrome is old news. Now it's Android. Google accounts. IP number logging. Mobile. We're going to talk about Android. How outrageous is it if I want to put my address book and my calendar on an Android phone, I have to first send it to Google? Does that not freak anybody out? I can't take a USB cable, plug it into my Mac.